The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't miss.
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606-344-0217, or you can reach me by email, heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media presents Around the Region, the sports talk show. I'm your host, Mark Greger, alongside Edward Hall and Ryan Garnett, and the crowd all of a sudden just goes quiet. You know, after I talk, that's when the applause should have come in after I introduced us. But no applause, the crowd's fell asleep. That moves forever, but before we get started, let's Edward, Ryan, how's it going?
Doing pretty good. Minus very cold outside.
And Edward, is that how you're feeling right now?
Well,
You know, the fans are always loving
I
Edward.
want to thank the audience for the clap already, but all I got to say is well,
Okay.
other than my allergies all flared up and causing this thing called a runny nose that I can't seem to catch. But other than that, you know, it's been a week. I'm excited for Christmas to get here, leave, and prepare for next year's Christmas.
Well, that sounds very enthusiastic, I think. In a, well, I don't know. Folks, before we get started on the show, we got a good thank you to all of our early viewers, too. But we got an important question we need answered. And we hope that we get some comments tonight to help us settle this argument. Before we had this show started, we was arguing. I mean, Ryan was getting heated. I'm telling you, when the veins start coming out of the eyes, he's getting heated. And it's a very important question we need to know. Okay. Everybody likes to eat apples, right? You know, regardless if you cut the apples or you just eat the apple entirely or whatever. Do you eat salt on your apples? Help us answer this argument. Salt on the apple. I love salt on my apple. I can't hardly eat an apple without salt. A lot of salt. Lots of salt. So Ryan says salt. Edward just says, well, you know, Edward being Edward, but maybe we'll get some comments. Do you eat salt on your apples? Help us solve the argument.
We say yes.
Yeah, or Ryan will punch a hole in his wall. I'm telling you, he was getting heated about it. I'm telling you, Ryan don't get mad at nothing. But before we get started, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine. And again, Edward, you just complain about allergies. You know what you need to do. I don't even have to tell you. And right up here coughing, you know, I'm with the Bryant Family Medicine, you know, and stuff. You know, Edward allergies, Ryan coughing, you just know where to go. Go to Bryant Family Medicine. They're the hookup.
I'm going to go find my cough drops. See,
folks, I was hoping that one of them would have posted this up for me while I was sitting here talking about Bryant Family Medicine, but I'm telling you, you just can't hire good help anymore. Now it gets posted up behind me after I do it, but they're the hookup. They're the people, you know, it's that time of year. If you're feeling bad, go see them, and they'll hook you up. I've trusted my family with them for years. I would hope that gets to trust you. It's a great bunch of people. And cannot forget about this young lady, too, Heather Martinez. And again, if you're in the market for buying or selling a home, you know what to do. Get up her. Right there's the QR code. Scan that thing. Get on their page. She's got all kinds of special deals. And I'm telling you, if you're Ryan, a big money, spender and stuff like that, ready to buy a home. Ryan, you're probably about ready to buy a home by now, ain't you?
I don't know about that.
Well, Edward, he's got
Ryan's
2
already
or
bought
3
5.
homes. How many homes do you have, Edward? You own half of Millsboro right now.
Well, unfortunately, Mark, I don't own none.
Oh, well, that's Edward's
Yeah.
story. Edward's a humble man, folks. He's a humble man. But yeah, but again, if you're in the market for buying or selling, she is definitely the woman to talk to. We've had her on the show on several occasions, and we learn something from her almost every time she comes on the show. But definitely the person to go see for a home. Also, let's give a shout out, not to again, another shout. Let's say another big shout out to our viewers again. Good views, and again, another shout out to our. I'm not going to say air photographers, but photographers that has offered their helps and offered their pictures. Ryan and Edward, they get put together these super graphics without these photographers out there saying, we'll let you use your picture. So that just tells them that they're in it for the right reasons. They ain't concerned about money or notoriety. They just want to, help, promote these students the best way they know how also. So big shout out to Keisha Ambergy, John Dickinson, Scott Powell, Dennis Mills, Tanner Hoskins, Maynard Memories, Chrissy Brassfield, Bob Cornett, Erica Felty Marler, Cassie Saylor, Sanda Whitehead, Scott Bunch, Daryl Lovett, Kerry Mattingly, Paul Coots, Miranda Brock, and Savannah Philpott. You can't forget Valerie Rutherford, Larry Spicer, Allison Messer, Edward Hall, Ryan Garnett, and I know somebody's going to fill me in a few more.
Scott Warren, Wildflower Frames Photography, Nevaeh Allen Photography, got James Fugit Photography. The list goes on, and I can spend about another 45 minutes naming off photographers that helped me, outside of the 13th region, inside the whole state of Kentucky.
I've got a great show lined up tonight from Phelps. We got, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. I'm sure she'll set me straight. Callie McCoy, and from Lincoln County, Addison Abbott. And some folks from this area might remember her. But again, we cannot wait to get them on. And just, got a good show lined up. Can't wait to get the guests on. But while we're waiting for them to come on, I got to harp a little bit. I've been on I'm not going to say complain. I'm just going to talk a little bit. Folks,
More like complain.
okay, might be complaining. It might be complaining. But, it ain't whether you win or lose a game. And it's always heartbreaking for a team to get so close to their goals and not be able to get their ultimate prize. But tell me if I'm right or wrong. It's more heartbreaking when you get to that moment and it played nowhere near to your ability. Am I right? That would be more heartbreaking when you're better than what you show. I'm thinking about Kentucky volleyball today. I've covered. I'm not covered them. I've watched him a lot this year, and that's not the Kentucky volleyball team I've seen all year. They was out of sync. Probably after they got up 6-1 in the first set. After that, it was no contest. And that's not the volleyball team I've watched all year. And you cannot say it's a bad season because you lost the championship game. They broke a lot of they made a lot of memories. They made a lot of Big Blue Nation even cover volleyball even that much more. It was a very special year to them. But I still have to go to the point. It has to be a little bit more heartbreaking when you didn't play nowhere near to your capabilities. Am I close to that, Rod? Edwards left. He when it comes to these tough subjects, he's gone. He gone.
I mean, I'd have to agree, but I mean, NCAA tournament time is anything's possible. I mean, that's not this NCAA level, but that's any level that you go from the high school to the pro level. If you don't show up and play, you're only going to the house.
Yeah. Edward, any thoughts, comments?
Well, I can't tell you that I watched any of it because I didn't. But there's an old saying that you might be able to beat a team once, but trying to beat them again, it's tough. But it don't matter if it's what levels of the sport is. I've always been a firm believer in who comes in with the most heart and most passion for the game during that game is going to become the victor.
Yeah, Kentucky gets out on them 6-1. Ryan, tell me if I'm wrong. First set looking good, A&M calls a timeout. After that, honestly, it was really no contest. From that point on, it was really no contest. The first set was a little close because Kentucky had jumped out on them quite a bit, but I don't know, it was really not much of a contest after that. I don't know if that come. I can't see it rattling this group of girls because these girls has had nothing but fight the whole year long. I've seen them do a reverse sweep against Texas. I watched that game. I watched them, just do amazing things on there. It just wasn't their night, and I know that has to be super heartbreaking. And I'm heartbroken for them because I was wanting to. Honestly, Ryan, I was wanting to go buy my championship shirt tomorrow. I was going to order me one.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. I was going to go try to find who had one and go buy it.
But they're going to be losing a great one in Hudson. Somebody that knows volleyball a little bit more than me might tell me. I believe that's their only senior. If they can keep all the money offers away from the players they got and keep their team in check, add another son. I just recently heard that Texas has got a girl that's put her name in the transfer portal. Throw some big blue money at her. Then you're going to be right back in the thick of things again next year. And then you could use this game, and let me use Happy Gilmore's terms, tackling fuel for next year's championship. But right up, we're still waiting for a guest. Trying to figure out. I will try to text him. I'm going to leave. Remove myself for a minute. If you want to talk a little bit about the basketball game that you see there yesterday, and all of a sudden the resurgence of Kentucky basketball. Is this the team we thought we would see all year, or it's just they just got Indiana and St. John's on there? Indiana's not really won a lot of games. They won games, but not that marquee game. St. John's was in a similar boat as us too. Probably drop out of the top 25 themselves. I mean, what is it? Is this a team we thought we would see all year?
I mean, the way I'm just going to say, I think if you don't have a letdown, I know you play Bellarmine here in 2 days' time. If you don't sit and lay a goose egg against Bellarmine, and then you open up SEC play at Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, that's who it is. It could be scary if the same team can play like they did in St. John's. But, I mean, that's just the way I look at it. That's me being a Kentucky fan, but me being a part of the media, I mean, I think if they can stay together like they did, I think they could be dangerous.
Well,
and Bobby D said good evening to you, Big Ed, and the fellas. He always puts Edward first.
Well, good evening, Rob. I'm looking forward to getting down there to cover you and your boys here in the upcoming week or two. And then, I might be reaching out to you here very soon. And again, a congratulations to your 8th grade team. From what I've seen out of them, the couple times I got to go watch them, them boys are studs out there, and you can tell they're well coached. They play as one big unit. But now moving back over to the Kentucky subject, I didn't watch it. I don't watch a whole lot of, so I think that's Rob's quote on the Kentucky part.
Yeah, it is.
But my biggest argument, me and Mark talks about this about, I don't know, every day. It's hard to take a group of young men that has never played with each other, that is normally just played against each other, and make anything gel or happen, especially this early in the season. Now, come game 30 of the season, if they're still laying goose eggs, then you might want to do a little bit of research on how you approach bringing in your athletes.
Yeah, I mean, way I look at it, if you're playing, I'm just going to throw out a team. Say if you're playing your rival Tennessee, for example, you know what kind of game it's going to be or whatever. You play to that and everything, and play to your expectations to that instead of playing down to your opponents each game. Play your game.
Still haven't got a response for first kid, so I guess we'll rebel on and see what see if we can get them online.
So Rob said
I agree, Rob.
JQ and J Lo is solid. That'd be like Ryan and Mark trying to guard me and Big Ed. They couldn't. You got that right, Bobby D. That they couldn't. They couldn't.
I don't know.
But,
I don't know about that.
Again, like I was saying, I think it goes for any level sports. No matter if it's high school, middle school, what grade school, college, pros, whatever. If you get beat by a team by 30 at the beginning of the season, that's kind of expected to happen, even if you have nothing but a bunch of 5-star players, a bunch of 5-star transfers, a bunch of, your number 1, number 2, number 3 overall draft picks going to the NBA. If you get beat by, let's just say where you said Tennessee, say Tennessee got them earlier this season, beat them by 30. They're playing them close to the last game of the year. Tennessee beats them again by 30. Then, you got to address the issue there because it didn't look like either you improved and your rival improved twice as much, or you didn't do no type of improvement at all season long. So there needs to be another type of approach on how you get this team rolling.
One thing I don't know how old Bobby D is, but I grew up watching Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I'm telling you, when Rob passes it down low to me, I will be hitting that sky hook over both of you, and it's gonna be like, wow. See, it's like the most unstoppable shot in the history of basketball. You can't block it. So I'm just hitting you both with the sky hook all game long. And Ryan out there busting the threes. Ryan is, like Steph Curry. He throw them half quarters, full quarters. It doesn't matter. He drove from across the lot there. It doesn't matter. We're putting a run of clock on these fellers. I'm just telling you.
I mean, Mark, I am not like Steph Curry, and I shoot it from the how you go into the locker rooms. I'm drawing a blank on what the name of it is. The little
Yeah.
passway thing to the other end of the court. I would throw my shoulder out trying to do that.
But maybe Coach help us on the question we asked earlier and see if he'll respond to us. Coach, do you put salt on your apples? Maybe he'll respond to us on that.
Bobby D, please say yes.
I think Bobby D's a salt kind of person. I bet he puts a little salt on his apple. He does. I just feel it. He looks like a salt apple kind of guy. Well, I just got one um, note that one of the guests is not going to come on tonight. Got hung up at somewhere, but we might not look. And the other guests still have not had no contact yet, so we'll talk a little bit, see if the other guest comes on. If not, then we might go over food graphics and then just call the show a little earlier. But unless
Well, while we're waiting, let's go over. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you a little bit about the one game that I've actually got to make it to this year from work and other incidents, kind of hindering me making it to. So I got to go cover Middlesboro playing Harlan. And I will have to say, in the girls' game, I did see Harlan cut the lead down to, I think it was about 2, and Coach Adams called a timeout at probably the most perfect time because there was still like 5 minutes left to go in the game. All momentum had swinged over to Harlan's side. Whatever play she drew up or whatever she said to him in the timeout, kind of settled them back down and allowed them to pull away with the victory that they had with the graphic that I made. So you could tell that having a little bit of I'm going to say not a older team, but not a younger team. Having a team that's played together a little bit, how that helped being able to get settled down and get relocked back in. And now the Middlesboro Harlan boys game, I will have to say that at the start of the game, Kobe No, if I'm pronouncing that right, from Harlan, was like an absolute man among men down there at the rim. Everybody that drove in, even the people shooting threes that was in his distance, he was blocking them left and right. I think the first 5 shots put up, he sent them in the stands. I mean, I even had to duck because one come at me. So, I mean, he was just blocking everything around him, and he's a pretty tall feller. And that Isaac Saylor from Harlan started right out the rip, went 4 for 4 from behind the three-point line. He wasn't missing. And that game was starting to look a little bit like it was getting ready to, like what me and Bobby D would do to you and Ryan, like the mercy rule is getting ready to kick in. Because at halftime, Middlesboro went down. I think it was pretty close to about 30 points being down. The second half, the Middlesboro's coach must have got them settled in and a little bit locked in, and they had made that game into a very interesting game. To at one point in time, Middlesboro had it cut down to 2, had free throws, and kind of missed both of them. And then Harlan pulled it away for Middlesboro to lose by 2 to Harlan. But, that was depending on what side that you was cheering for, I'm going to say that you could have been considering everybody was on pins and needles and it was a nail biter because you didn't know who was coming out. At one point, it looked like it was the momentum kept switching back and forth from getting ready to be a blowout win to another team just taking off and running away and coming back. So that, in my eye, that showed, because a lot of people that I've been at games has told me when they look at a game going into halftime, this team being down by 15 points. Well, game's over. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the house. The game's over. Well, it just showed heart and passion willed them back in, and they had the chance to win. Had the chance to win that game.
Again, one of our guests has not responded. It could be a internet issue, and the other guest has got hung up. So, no, the joys of live TV, it happens, folks. And hopefully, if we're not able to get one of them young females on tonight, hopefully we can get them on down the road. But the joys of live TV, live social networking, live anything, it's happened to us. So, there's nobody to blame, no finger pointing here. It happens. Edward leaves all the time. Ryan's had glitches in his internet. I have too. And it happens. But we got plenty of talking points. And you're right about that, Edward. And, I'm going to speak a little bit about some of the games I watched too. And I know Edward's been to some Bell County stuff. Ryan's been to some Bell County stuff also. I watched some good basketball yesterday, and Garrett County, really good. Pulled out a good win against, I believe, a Martin County team. Real good win for them. And one thing that I picked up about Garrett County real good, they got I don't know her name. Maybe Ryan look it up for us and find it in a second. Ryan, Mr. Wiz, he can find this stuff, but a very likable coach over there at Garrett County. She's the type that is just a down to earth woman, and just a very likable coach, all smiles, and just it's the type of team, Edward, that it'd be a good trip to go and take for us one day, just to be able to meet her. And I think she would be a good interview too to bring on one of the shows. Also, just a very likable person. And we got a lot of likable coaches. So Coach Daniels is a very likable guy. And he still hasn't answered us about our salt question. Maybe he's stuck. That is a hard question. Do you put salt on apples? And we need that answered for us before the end of the night. And then the second game, I believe they was Corbin and Macquarie Central. Corbin looks good, folks. They look really good. They're going to be a strong out this year in the 13th region. Got size, got the shooting. Of course, they got real good coaching. We're talking Corbin, folks. They're stacked. That's a really, really good team, and they're going to make a deep run. They always do. They've done it. They're going to be there for sure. It was very impressed with just how they played together. Real good game, and they got a lot of youngsters coming up too. Then it closed out North Laurel, Whitley County, and folks, I don't know, and somebody can help me with this. Ryan just answering us. Garrett has 2 Saturday games, January 10th, Lafayette, and January 7th at Mercer County. Very tempting. Very tempting.
I'll have to see if I've got anything going on them Saturdays before I see anything.
But then the last game was North Laurel, Whitley County. And Edward Ryan answered me. You guys have both been doing this for a long time, too. And help me out here. And if any of the Whitley County folks wants to answer me or correct me, one starter ACL, another starter a knee, another starter ankle, broken ankle, I believe. I believe they had another starter or a girl that played a lot, might have broke her elbow. 4. See, possible season-ended injuries. 4. I mean, is that? Have you ever heard that? Like we're talking, it can happen in football. We're talking basketball. The rosters are 12. I
I
mean,
mean, you did see it in the NFL last week and actually today as well.
well,
Kansas,
I'm talking football. I'm talking about basketball.
in
Other than
basketball,
Kentucky at the beginning of the year when they had Lowe and Quaintance and Diablo and everybody heard it. Noah, look what they did in Kentucky.
you don't. I mean, you don't see that very often.
No, 4. But I'm telling you, the Whitley girls gave it their all. They gave it their all. They didn't quit. And if you got to look at the bright side of all that badness for the team or bad luck, you're getting a lot of young 7th graders, 8th graders in there that's getting a lot of playing time. So, I mean, am I right? The future has to be bright, be able to play them kids at this young of a level.
I mean, the way I look
Brian
at it
Edwards helped
is,
me out.
the way I look at it is, I mean, if you're playing 8th graders and freshmen at this point in the season,
7th graders. I know of 3 7th graders that was on that floor.
Let's just say, I'll just say middle school.
Yeah.
Middle schools. I can imagine what they're getting, how much experience they're getting at this point to actually be able to what they'll be doing as juniors and seniors.
Yep. Everett, have you seen anything like that or remotely close to that?
Well, as far as the injury wise, I've only seen it one other time, and I'm pretty sure you was there with me when we was down at I think it was Clay County for one of their classics that they had, and I think I can't remember the team now.
What was it, like Madison Central or something like that?
No, Paul Lawrence
Dunbar.
Yeah,
there you go.
That they only had the coach said that they only had one of their starters, and that's the only starter that have all season because the other 4 went down all in one game.
Yeah.
With ACL, MCL injuries. I've only heard that one other time, like I said. But as far as, playing with a bunch of young talent, I've seen that a couple times. Macquarie Central came down, I think it was last year, and they started 4 7th and 8th graders and one player that was a sophomore. So, the only thing I really have to say about that is, you hate it that any athlete gets injured, no matter what level it is. But you have to look how bright your future is going to be because these underclassmen that don't get a whole lot of playing time, unless you're up by 40 points, they're already starting out against, varsity teams that are still fresh, not wore down from playing 3 quarters. So future has to look bright in the near future.
And now skipping from Whitley to their opponent, North Laurel. North Laurel's good, folks. They're good. Claybrook, a solid body, big, tall girl. She'll cause a ruckus for anybody down low. And she's gonna force her will against anybody. Anybody, not only in this region, but in anybody in statewide. So she's tall and she'll force her will. Whatever she wants to do, she'll do. North's we already know that they're well coached now. They're also got a couple really good young players coming up. To Bella Lewis for one is a good player coming up. But you do that's going to come from North. And I tell you, at one time, man, I was watching them 2 teams play. I'm like, of course we know how good North is. But I was looking at the Whitley girls they just kept fighting. But from all them youngsters, we got to throw in that pot. Whitley's got a stud player himself in Matty Hopkins that can play for anybody in the state of Kentucky. So, but you know, Michael Jordan, couldn't do it without a Scottie Pippen, and maybe Whitley will get a Scottie Pippen before the end of the year. And there's a few of them that absolutely, and Maddie's one for sure. I can tell you, she laid it on the line. I got a couple good photos of her too. Hopefully she appreciated that. And but now she absolutely she hung right in there. But they just kept
Well,
you know
I can't remember the quote word for word, but there's a famous quote that says something like hard work beats talent, and I can't remember the rest of it.
maybe we need to bring one of them some of them famous seventh graders on here. I wonder if we could get Maddie on or Trinity or Lily on. One tell her them. We need to reach out to them and see if we get some of them on their show. They'd be good interviews. Real good student athletes also, and cannot say enough about them. And and I'm telling you, that nucleus holds together at their age, already played at the varsity level. Folks, watch out. Watch out. Guess what these girls are going to do? They're going to get bigger, stronger, faster. Sort of like the Harlan County team that we spoke of. If you get them, if you're going to get them, you better get them now. You're not going to get them later, and they're going to remember some of these losses. Absolutely, absolutely. And Maddie, if you're listening to us, would you be interested in coming on the show one night? We'd ask you all kinds of food questions. See if she answers.
And that's what we're good for, is to talk about food.
But yeah, they did good. But talked about my 3 games. Ron, you went to.
Maddie answered your
Oh,
question.
she said she'd love to. Maybe future guest here, folks. And Maddie, if I know Maddie well enough, she probably knows her food pretty well too. I will guarantee you. Hey, Maddie, answer us one more question. We'll leave you alone. Do you put salt on apples? Maybe she'll answer that. Nobody's answered that for us all night long. Maybe somebody will answer that. Coach D did. Nobody did.
Yeah, we'd love to have an answer because
Yeah.
I gave my
Yeah,
opinion.
Rod was fixing to punch a hole in the wall. He was getting so mad about.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! No!
I guess everybody's not like me.
Maddie, we were sitting here talking you up so much, and now you shatter us. Now look at Edward. His head's fixing to explode now. You took the side of Edward.
She said that's
an apple is best natural. No salt.
Well, Amy
added.
just run in here and said caramel. If I said that right, caramel, whatever.
I mean, caramel's good on apples too, but
Yeah.
I like them both.
Maddie, you've got so much to learn. Salt on the apple. Just try it once. You'll never return back.
Salt on a
Yeah.
cucumber is where it's at.
I agree with that.
Well, I do like cucumbers. But Ryan, you went and covered some Bell County stuff. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did it kind of on 3 different occasions when I kind of got thrown into the scoreboard because nobody else up there knows how to do it but me. So I said I would do it and everything. I mean, the first one I did was, and I think it was the first one, was the Harlan game. Struggled a little bit, but was able to get the win. I mean, the boys handled it pretty well as well. And then I tell you, Middlesbrough's girls, they're not nobody to mess with. You cannot overlook them. I mean, they gave Bell County all they wanted on that Friday night, and I'm telling you, there's going to be a team in the district tournament to watch out for. And I know Mark or Edwards already saw them, but and then on that Saturday in that Pride of the Mountain showcase, and I'm going to tell y'all something, folks. I kept the scoreboard for all of it. The Tri-Cities team had a player that's played 1 year, and he was out there dunking the basketball during the JV game. First play of the game, he dunked the ball. And I'll tell you, they in the varsity team handled Corbin pretty good. And then the Bell County girls handled Jackson County pretty good as well. And I'm going to tell y'all something. The 12th region better watch out for Wayne County because they gave Bell County's boys all they wanted in overtime. So, I mean, it was a type of game that you thought it was a state championship type game. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that.
Talking about Wayne County, we all know as a group, Bell County is a solid state contender. They are a state contender. Look at the KSR polls, look at the statewide polls. They are a team that can easily win a state championship this year, alongside another 13th region team. That's not taking away from North Florida. North Florida's really, really good too. But there's also, South Florida. Clay County, watch out, Clay County. Clay County, don't overlook them. But Bell County is a very, very solid unit. And for Wayne County to play them that tough on Bell County's floor, yeah, that region needs to open their eyes about Wayne County over there.
And I tell you, I mean, you talk about the defense part of it. I mean, they play defense just so well. I mean, that shows you how strong that 12th region really is. And they're not the preseason number one team in that region. They're like number two. And the thing is, Wayne County has already beat South Florida last week, I think it was, like at home. So, I mean, it's scary for that 12th region, whoever draws them in that regional tournament.
And, when you're talking about futures and bright futures, we talked about this last week, and Edward, what was it, Pineville won another 13th region all the way. How many years in a row has that been? You went firsthand and watched them boys play. And, again, that's another group of, am I right, 6th, 7th graders, something like that, that's coming up.
I've got to see Pineville's, if I ain't mistaken, Bobby can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 4, 6, and 8. 4th grade, 6th grade, and 8th grade teams that I've got to see. And I got to say, each grade that I've seen, as long as they stay together, Pineville's future is, I'm trying to find a word bigger than bright, but it ain't coming to my head right now with my allergies flaring up. But I got to see that 8th grade team play twice, and the thing is about that team is they seem like they already know where each other's going to be. They know what each other's going to do, how they're getting ready to be set up. I mean, they play as if they are like a well fine-tuned machine, and these young men are just 8th graders. So I can imagine what they're going to do by the time that they're seniors.
Yep, absolutely.
And, I got to watch. Unfortunately, I didn't get to make it to the game, but, I got to see them, battle back through some adversity to where, they went down by quite a few points, battled back to basically almost be able to take the lead and be able to pull that victory out. So, that team has been battle tested also. And, also another school that I got to see them play, and I'm going to go down to middle school, stay at the middle school level, is Lincoln. I got to see that 8th grade team play and got to catch the kind of the tail end of the 4th grade team. But that sixth grade team, if them boys stay together, that's going to be another team that's going to open a lot of people's eyes right there.
When you said Camp, thoughts and prayers for the Camp family. They lost one of theirs. Unfortunate and tragic thing, and but the Camp family, prayers to them, and a man that risks his own life for the safety of others deserves all the attention we can give him during life and even after life. So prayers to him and his family, all of his loved ones, all the Camp family. A great one has earned his wings. And prayers out to all of you. A couple shout outs here. If it's got any shout outs, you can join me with it. Shout out to Olivia Fusion, for, I think, again, somebody's going to correct me here. One her weight class, another weight class championship. I think she's still undefeated. Somebody might correct me if we're wrong. We got some really good wrestlers in this area. You got one really good one at Bell County too. Olivia is real good. I'm sure I'm missing a few here, but I'm telling you, wrestling's getting more and more interested, and more people getting involved in it. And just a big shout out to her winning her weight class in the last meet that they went to, and a shout out to I'm not, hopefully I'll say this right, the Knox Middle School, and I think they won another cheerleading national championship. Am I right?
No, state championship.
I think they won that. I think they went to Florida and won something down in Florida too now. I believe.
I know you. I know you posted it because I seen it.
Yeah, they won something else since then too. I think they won. I believe they went down to Florida and won it all too. They that's all they do there. They just win. Just win. But just shows you we got athletes everywhere, just all over the place. Edward, right? You got any shout outs to any accomplishments this week before we start on their food stuff?
Yes, Jimmy. I'm trying to get the graphic to pull up. I thought I had it on my computer, but I did the graphic on my phone. I don't have time to try to pull it to my computer, but it's off my phone. It's the Bell County wrestler, Mackenzie Webb. She got a 100th career win. I think it was either last week or the week before. So, congratulations to her. How I know that is because I was working, trying to take a few pictures and everything like I'm allowed to, and was able to make a graphic for their team and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's like I said, we got some really good wrestlers in this area.
And Mark, when you were saying about wrestling, I'm glad you brought it up because tomorrow you catch me at Bell High for some of the day, not all of it. I'm not saying all day. That's a long day, anyways. I'm gonna be up there for the Bobcat Brawl tomorrow. There's 16 teams total up there, and one of them is a team that we brought on and a girl we brought on before from McCreary Central. I'm going to try to catch her and McCreary Central tomorrow.
Well, the deal about them 16 teammates, Ryan, I can tell you firsthand, them are one of them days that start at probably 9 and might end by 7 or 8 or 9.
Yeah,
You're talking all day.
That's the reason I'm just going to stay for part of it because I'm going to try to get enough pictures of each kind of team, not stay all day.
Yeah, that's all day event. But Edward looks like he's in hard thought or he's fixing to fall asleep. It's either or. I think he's in hard thought about what he's going to buy me for Christmas. Or he might be froze up. That's awful still. No, he ain't froze up. He had me
No,
worried there.
I thought he froze up for a second.
But let's go ahead and do her. And sorry to our viewers tonight. One of our guests had some internet issues, and our other guest got hung up somewhere. And it happens. Again, it's live broadcasting. It's happened to us 1,000 times.
About every other week.
We'll be back bigger, stronger than ever, and hopefully get them on soon too. And it's nobody's fault other than you got to blame the internet every now and then. But
Blame the East Kentucky mountains for you.
oh yeah. But that being said, let's go ahead and do our voting. And of course, if you watch this show, you know what we're fixing to vote on. Carrots versus salmon patties. And, you know, I'm telling you right now, Edward, Ryan, salmon all day because I can make you the best salmon patties ever was. Get them out of the cans. I got to peel all that black stuff off of them. Little flour, crush some crackers in it, some grease. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Nobody can resist my salmon patties.
No
I'm going
offense.
carrots.
You would go carrot. You look like a carrot, Edward.
I'm gonna hop on it a minute. No offense, I don't like salmon. I can't stand the smell of it. I have to go carrots.
Chicken noodles
Oatmeal.
and oatmeal. You know, if I'm sick, it's chicken noodle soup. Breakfast, there's not nothing better than some oatmeal and toast. I'm telling you, you gotta put the sugar and butter in the oatmeal though. You gotta, you know, work it out some. I go on oatmeal though.
And I'm gonna go with chicken noodle soup. I love it. Wouldn't eat it no other way.
And Ryan would get rebellious on us tonight. He's like, I'd take chicken noodle soup over oatmeal any day.
I'm going hot dog.
And of course, Edward would go hot dogs because he was talking about this dish that he made the other day. But I go with
Called sloppy dogs.
I go with the weenies. Pigs in the blanket. Pigs in the blanket. My goodness, you can't beat that. Or you could also put them in the slow cooker, wrap some bacon around them with the barbecue. Give me the weenies.
Uh-huh. And I went
Pigs
with
in the blanket.
the smoked wings.
Chicken and dumplings
Hash browns.
against hash browns. I knew you was gonna go hash browns on that. We ain't talking McDonald's hash browns.
Hash browns. I don't care if it's McDonald's, grilled hash browns, baked hash browns, cooked hash browns, raw hash browns. I don't care. Hash browns all day.
You have never ate my chicken and dumplings.
I haven't.
I can make a kilo of chicken and dumplings, and it's been proven to cause world peace. It will. It will. It's like the greatest thing since the invention of the coffee pot. My chicken and dumplings. So
Well, we'll
this
find
thing
out. Bring it down. See,
look
Maddie.
at Maddie.
Maddie knows.
Maddie, come on, Maddie. Maddie. I thought me and you was like salt and pepper here. What's going on here? Are you she's like Ryan. She's like a rebel tonight. I don't know what's going on with her. Goodness.
I'm
Chicken
sorry, Mark.
dumplings, folks.
I'm sorry, Mark, but I'm gonna have to go with hash browns.
Oh my. Hey, now I've got Amy back here smacking her belly in front of me here. Want me to make her chicken and dumplings. Okay, Rod, do we got results of the poll?
Yes, I do. I was trying to do them as I went. I'm just gonna go down the list here. First one, hash browns won 5-3. Oatmeal won 4-2.
Oatmeal.
Carrots won 4-2. And smoked weenies won 4-3.
Yeah, hot dog gone. And what in the world? A carrot. Let's go back with carrots. There's only two ways you can eat carrot. You got to throw a lot of ranch on them for one, or you got to like
Raw.
cut them up on salad or something. Oh, I guess you
Just,
eat carrots for dinner, don't you?
just raw. Just hand me a carrot.
You have to have ranch on that carrot to eat that raw.
I'm like Bugs Bunny. Just give me a carrot and get out of my way.
Maybe Maddie will answer me on that. I bet you Maddie would probably put ranch on her carrot. I bet she would. But now you know peanut butter on carrots ain't bad either. Amy's still back here slapping her stomach. She's wanting chicken and dumplings so bad she can't stand it. And now she's talking meatloaf too, but meatloaf was on her thing here.
I don't care. It's got me hungry, and that's all I actually want. Meatloaf.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you. Thank you.
Now it's 4-3 on that one. I had two. I've had two.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's only two certain ways you eat a carrot, like salad or with a lot of ranch. Or Caesars, or whatever she's saying back there. But been a good show again. Hopefully we can get our two guests back on. And again, we get a thing called internet glitches too every now and then.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna be a problem now. We got a tie.
See that now Edward is going to go celebrating in the streets now. You brought back hot dogs. We had hot dogs beat, and then Maddie brought it from the jaws.
So now I have to evade them on the bracket now, and I've got to wait until you try to figure out how to break this tie.
Yep.
You'll have to, on our next show, we'll have to do a 5-voter instead of a 4.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just leave the bracket on the.
So
next week, Maddie snatched the jaws of victory from a sure loss. She threw the half court, 3-point, buzzer beaten. You know,
the only one, Maddie, the only one you didn't vote on was the chicken noodle soup with oatmeal.
I think Ryan's wanting chicken noodle soup brought back into the conversation.
It don't matter. It don't matter if they get one. It's unless we get 2 votes for them, it's over with.
Maddie probably likes oatmeal. I bet she would throw the butter and the sugar on the oatmeal. I bet. You know, everybody likes a little oatmeal. Everybody likes oatmeal.
That's the way I eat my oatmeal.
But that being said, well, we're waiting for Maddie's last voter. But no, good show again. Hopefully we can get our 2 guests back on really, really soon. Edward, Ryan, give us some thoughts about your upcoming week. She went back to hash browns. She just goes hash browns.
No, that's me.
Yeah, it is. She said chicken noodle soup.
Oh my goodness. I like a bowl of chicken noodle soup though. It is pretty good. Got to throw a lot of crackers in it though. Lots of crackers. But Edward, what's your plans for the week? Ryan, what's your plans for the week? And we'll go ahead and close the show off because we're going past our hour here.
Well, hell, my plans are to sleep, get up, go to work, eat, sleep, repeat.
That just seems so energetic and enthusiastic. You know, I can feel the raw enthusiasm with that. Well, I gotta eat.
Well,
sleep.
I'm gonna let me reword it for you. It's called Eat, Sleep, Conquer, Repeat.
Okay.
By the one and only Brock Lesnar. But kind of something like that, you know. I gotta work next week, so it'll be hit or miss where I can go, what I can do. And everybody, in case I don't see you or hear from you, I want to tell everybody Merry Christmas. But I'm going to leave you with this. So Maddie agrees. See, her work is basketball. My work is
A job.
actually having to go to my
But you're
job.
supposed to enjoy basketball. Work.
Well, you're supposed to enjoy your job too. It makes it fun. It makes your day go by fast.
Oh, I love every minute of my job.
But I'm gonna leave you with this: the only way to succeed is to work hard, stay focused, and never give up. The one, the only, greatest of all time, scoring leader of almost every stat that there is, LeBron James.
I don't have a quote to that. Ryan, what are you doing this week? And
What I'm doing this week, besides having Christmas, I'm gonna be tomorrow. I'm gonna be up at Bell High for a little bit, covering some wrestling, and then after Christmas, I'm gonna be.
Edward went from this to because finally Maddie brings the truth bomb out.
Well, that's
MJ is airness.
I agree,
No.
Maddie. I don't like LeBron either.
No, you can't classify. In my opinion, you really can't classify nobody the GOAT until that sport's done.
Okay, right.
But I'll finish before I start laughing now. After Christmas, I'm gonna be at the Redmond Auto Group Holiday Classic at Bell High for the boys tournament deal. Probably gonna see a lot of very good teams from all over the place. And then my final quote is, or my two final quotes things I always do is, as we're in the midst of all the winter sports, go out and cover these athletes the way they're supposed to be covered. And then my quote is, Christmas is the spirit of giving and forgiving. James Cash Penny.
Well, Maddie, I will tell you that I was not a Steph Curry fan until just recently on some of the videos I've seen on his fan interaction. To me, that is what makes a player good. And, I have to give the guy a little bit of props.
Big thank you to our viewers. A big thank you to you, Ryan, you, Edward. A big thank you to our sponsors. A big thank you to all of our photographers out there. I keep saying all of ours. All these photographers that helps us with their pictures, so then we can pour on them really, really good graphics. Big shout out to Maddie for all of her commenting tonight too, and we're definitely bring her on the show for sure. Love her family. I'm telling you that Whitley County bunch is a squad to watch, and they're going to fight you. They're going to fight you to the beginning and the end, and they got a lot of heart hustle on that team. That's all you can really ask for. And Maddie showed a lot of heart hustle tonight too, and that's what you get out of her. That's what you get out of that whole team. It's just a team that the more you watch them, the more you like them, and just can't say enough good things about them. And but I want to harp a little bit here. Not harp. That's a bad word to say. Talk a little bit. This thing called Christmas coming up. I don't know if we'll be doing a show. Probably, Edward, if you decide on the Wednesday show yet, or we
That's Christmas Eve. I'm going to hold off.
That's what I figured. But, Sunday sell the ballots. Absolutely.
Well, Maddie, you have a good Christmas too.
Absolutely. Love that saying. That is absolute. That's something to live by. Absolute. But want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Christmas is, more about the gift giving, more about uh, it's more of a reflection. Um, it's more about let's get with families. Um, the small things at Christmas time is what matters, and I would care less if somebody be nice to get a new car, but I would care less if somebody did that or just come up to me and said Merry Christmas. Do things out of your heart, and you will be blessed twofold. What I've got to say is, love you all. Thank you to the viewers, and just remember, spend time with your families, and make Christmas what it's supposed to be. And again, I'm gonna spend time with my family. I'm gonna be with my kids. I will be with my brother there. Maybe we won't argue this time. Sometimes we'll still argue on Christmas, but you know that's what it's all about. That being said, it is Christmas in the heart that puts Christmas in the air. W.T. Ellis, and that's the most truest statement that I've ever heard about Christmas. But Merry Christmas all, and from all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.